Good morning. Sunday morning. And what do you do on a Sunday morning? Well, if you've got some really good friends like me, nice people, nice guys, who occasionally help you out, you get stuck helping them out sometimes. And my friend Daniel brought this in to me and said, well, you mend iPhones. I said, I'll mend my own, and I've mended one for Leo. But I do iPhones, I like Apple stuff. It's expensive and it doesn't work all that well sometimes, but it's repairable if you know how to do it. So he brought this thing, it's Samsung. It's a Samsung SMJ530F. The SM stands for sadomasochist, because if you want to work on these things you need to be one. Samsung in general is pretty awful stuff. I used to sell Samsung stuff in my shop, and after a while I just stopped, because we had about 10% failure rate from new. I used to get TVs out of the box and they wouldn't work, and they had to go back to the manufacturer to be triggered about, mucked about with, so that they would work, and they'd come back again. Of course, theoretically, they're sort of second-hand and repaired. I sent them back. I lost a couple of suppliers by arguing with them. I had a big bust-up with one of my suppliers in Toulouse over this. But Samsung has always been, frankly, crap. Yes, it works, and the technology inside is actually very good. The design of the electronics is good, and the result is good. And if they work, fantastic. But they've got a huge failure rate. They're really badly put together. I mean, for example, this thing. To get it apart, it's glued together. Not like the Apple things, you take out a couple of screws and leave them up. This thing is glued together. So you need this, and you heat up around the edges. You'll see loads of things on the internet about this, how to do it. I've already done it. Luckily for me, the screen was broken. You don't know how hot to get it, because the glues are different. In the same telephone, the glue is different. It's glued in different places. There are so many different models. They sort of modify their stuff as they go along. As they find out this doesn't work, that doesn't work. It's not to improve the model, it's just to improve the things that didn't work. This particular one, I managed to get that off. He broke that, I didn't break that. I managed to get that off by heating it up. Then you end up with this thing. Because in the videos on the internet, this part and this part always come up together. It's always dead easy. Actually, they've done it before. They've unglued it before, or they've done 57 of them already. So you end up with this bit, which luckily was broken as well, and you get as far as that. You can see these glued things, which are always different. Now, I've looked at all of the things on the internet because I've never done a Samsung telephone before. And none of the things have got this little plastic cover on the connector. The guys just do this, and they heat, pull that up, flip that out, change the thing over. Most of them say you can do it in 5 minutes. You bloody well can't, I'll tell you. If you do it in 5 minutes, because it just isn't possible, because they're all different. You've got to work out how to do it a little bit. Now, how to get this off, I'm going to have to stop the recording here and work this out and then show you, because it won't flick out that way. I don't want to lever it up. You know what's going to happen if you lever it up. If you break, I don't think it's going to break. I could cut that off actually, because this is all going to be thrown away. But we'll see. I did get away with this. This button, which still works, thank God, normally apparently it comes out half the time and breaks off here, and it's not supplied with most of the screens. Some of them say it is and it isn't. This is the screen that I've got, which is 25 quid, 25 euros, something like that. Got to be very careful with it. I hope, and it looks like it is, the same. Anyway, that's for much later on, after the so-called 5 minutes is over. Anyway, I'm going to switch this off now, and I'll come back to you later when I've actually worked out how to get that plastic thing off without breaking anything. So we're back, and I've got this little piece of plastic off. Now everybody on the internet, everybody, all of the things I've watched, I don't know, 20, 25 of these things. Some of them, most of them don't have any speech on, because a lot of these guys are in India or wherever, the East. Because I suppose over there they have to repair these all the time. We see, in Europe, I suppose we just change them if they don't work and they're old. As I've been said in many of my other videos, one of the reasons I closed my company is because nobody repairs anything much anymore. And if you say an amount of money which is too expensive, and it always is, then you don't do it either. So we don't do any repairs. I suppose those guys do, but of course they don't speak English, so there's no commentary on most of them. There's sort of terrible music in the background, and they just whip the thing apart, and you have to work it out for yourself what they're actually doing. On none of them, this little piece here, which is clipped in there, I can't find it. So this is a first for me. If it isn't there, hope it helps you. But most of the guys just put this on, and as they're ungluing it, they pull it off like this, and it comes away, and you don't see this piece. If they have got it on there, how the hell it comes out, I don't know, because I had to actually lever it out. It clips into the telephone. There's a hook under one end and a clip the other end. I did try and pull it out, I couldn't. So I had to actually gently lever the little bugger out. And I fully intend to put it back afterwards, since it was there, which none of the other repairers on the internet do. I don't know why. So that's the touch screen, there's the glass, and there's the thing I couldn't get out. And now I'm going to get ready to put the new one on. I'm doing this slowly because I don't want to break anything. I'm not going to buy another one. God awful thing. I'm at the stage now where I've taken a few bits of protective screening off the bottom of the new screen. This green stuff here, that's off the top edge. There's glue underneath it. That's going to be glued back down, I presume. But I do like, and everybody recommends, of course, test the screen. I've plugged it in there. You can't see that, of course. I'll just hold it in my hand. It just plugged in. And put it down very gently. And if I can find the on-off button. No SIM insert. Insert en français. No SIM inserted. No SIM inserted. Yes. Well, the screen seems to work. I wonder if you can actually switch it on. I'm going to switch it off if I do that. Switch it on. You have to hold it. Okay. Yeah. If I can. It does work. I'll do that again. It does work. Oop! Stuck to the bloody thing. Top and bottom. It does work. So I'll let it go off. The hell with that. Now then, we've got to work out how to get it stuck down. Now it's not the same as the other one at all. It's got this was on there. This must come off, I presume, and that's come off, and this is going to come off too at the last minute. However, I assume I've got to clean this up, because there are little tiny bits of glue, like that little bit of black stuff there that came off the thing. There's quite a few, and bits of glass as well, tiny shards of glass they're all over the place. They're all over this as well. A bit of black, there's one. And since it's sort of, as we would say in slang down here, pegus, sticky, I've better clean all that out. It's got to sit flat, of course, because if you haven't got it flat and people start pressing it hard or in the wrong, or in a corner or something, it's going to break. So I'll do that and I'll get back yet again. So here we are with the thing put together. I won't come to the $64,000 question, the mistake that I've made. Anyway, we'll come to that right at the end. Daniel only wants this thing repaired, the screen repaired, so that we can get the contacts out of it. His contacts, unfortunately, were stored in the telephone. The person who changed his SIM over to a new phone, which he's got, emptied everything off the SIM into the phone to transfer it and then couldn't. And of course, since you can't see the screen, you can't have the contacts. The only problem is it's working now and I can see the contacts, but when I was closing it up as a test run, if I turn it on, I pressed a little bit too hard here and broke the screen, which is brilliant. So although I can, it works, see the screen, I can do contacts with a bit of luck if this works. Contacts, come on, you want to. He can see all his contacts, and I think I can get them out. But if he wants to use it, I'm going to have to buy another screen. So that's 25 quid up the chute. Never mind, my fault. Samsung, the actual back of the screen isn't like this at all. It's not silver like that, it's black and white, and it's thicker. So obviously I've got the wrong one as well. There are so many of these different versions. It's just very difficult. In another video, if I ever get it right, I will show you the difference. I'll keep all the parts. I'll just get his contacts off this telephone and give them to him or transfer them into his phone. Yeah, effectively you can see, I can see. This is very slightly raised here. The glue isn't supplied in the same place either. So actually when I was doing that, I broke it. You only have to move it a tiny bit ways. Oh well, it works and you can see it. I know I can do it, so I won't do the same mistake again. But I bet if I order another screen it won't be the same. It'll be another different one. There are so many. Obviously this is slightly thicker in the middle. Yes, it is. Yeah, I'll get those contacts off and take that block off there and strip it down and see exactly what it's made of. And come back later, I think. Anyway, bye for now. A last little addition to the video then. I have taken this back to pieces and I'll show you how it's made and why it doesn't work. This back sheet here, this thing, the screen, does come to pieces. It actually consists of that, and these aren't glued together, they're just put down. This consists of that, and that, spacer, and that. You can go further if you want, that comes off as well. And it shows these, and it's actually a backlight, an old style LED backlight. This one of course is probably an OLED screen, so it doesn't have any backlight. That is the extra thickness. That's why it wouldn't go together properly, because it's got to fit in here. And the thickness of that, the height of that, is very slightly less than the thickness of that when it's together. You can also see, if I zoom into this somewhat, a bit faster, here we are, you can see what they've done here. There is actually a soldered connection which goes into the backlight here, an old style LED backlight. I presume it eats the battery alive, never mind. Anyway, we have actually found other screens. I suspect they're all the same because they never show the screen that way so that you can see the thickness. Never. None of the pictures on eBay or anywhere else show you the thickness of this so you can get an idea if it's going to fit in a machine or not. Anyway, and I have actually found an advertisement that says it's an original real Samsung screen and it's 70 quid. It's more than 70 euros obviously. So you get the idea basically. These are aftermarket things that would probably be possible to fit if you fiddled really, I don't know. And it does actually work. I can't lie about it. It did work, it does work. We have got Daniel's contacts out of the thing, so we've got that far. But I don't dare buy another screen because 9 times out of 10 it won't fit. Therefore, when you try and push it in, it'll break. So, my fault for working on Samsung stuff really, but it would have been so easy with this, so we could get one of those things. Never mind. Thank you for watching. I hope this has helped you in some way. At least you've seen the inside of it. I haven't put this back actually, the little plastic thing. But I hope you've learned something, possibly seen something that might help you. It certainly helped me to say no in the future to Samsung. Like I said no in my shop to Samsung. I should have just said Samsung crap, no, thank you. And thank you for watching. Hope you come back sometime. Goodbye for now.